What's something you do that you don't tell anyone about? When I buy something at the Lego store, I add a $20 gift card to the purchase and ask the salesperson to give it to a kid that's paying with their own money. The manager at my local Lego store knows me, and she will occasionally tell me about the last time I gave them a gift card. I grew up poor as shit, and Lego was my one luxury that I had as a kid. I worked my ass off around town doing odd jobs for old people to make a few bucks to buy Lego sets, and it's the only thing I ever requested for my birthday. I know it sounds like a commercial, but Lego is a powerfully creative toy that can really help kids escape and even help them grasp mechanical, mathematical, and geometrical concepts very early in life. One thing I do that I don't usually tell anyone about is that I keep a happy moments journal. Every time something small but positive happens, like someone complimenting me, a random act of kindness, or just a beautiful sunset, I write it down. It helps me stay grounded and reminds me that even on tough days, there are always little things to be grateful for. I don't share it with others because it feels like a personal, sacred space just for me. Whenever my wife and I go out somewhere, I get a fridge magnet and put it on the fridge. I just decided to start it on a whim years ago. Only when we go to somewhere together, not if one of us goes individually. At first, my wife thought it was silly but cute. To most people, it's just a set of magnets with no other meaning. But my wife suffers from various mental health issues caused by PTSD. And one of the results is severe agoraphobia. When it spikes, she gets down and starts to feel like she is never able to leave the house and won't ever be able to. Then she realized that when she looks at the fridge and sees all of the places we have been together, it helps her rationalize that she does manage to go out. She finds it enormously helpful. Our fridge is like our happy moments list, completely unintentional, but that's the result. I purposely put people's info into the computer incorrectly when I don't want them to get a bill. I'm a fireman, paramedic, and everything is billed nowadays. In some cases, it's kind of ridiculous. People who really need our help don't need to be paying for it. Emo. Now, if I could figure out how to offset those by triple billing the shitbags who call us 911 for free rides about town for their case of the sniffles or refills on their meds, I'd be in business. Edit, to clarify, for those concerned about ruining credit scores and such. This is for general non-emergent, help pick grandma up off the floor type stuff. We, as a fire department, charge a first responder fee for any medical assessment, assistance, etc., roughly $350. Every time you call 911 for non-fire related issues in my city, there is a bill generated. Sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not. There's no billing issue created by these gaps in collections. And no collection agent that's going to bang down their door in a year or two. Just a frustrated billing department who throws them out and moves on to the next. I've spent some time down at the office on light injury duty, and I've seen how the sausage is made, so to speak. That said, people transported to the hospital for serious medical issues will always have their information entered correctly, to the best of our abilities, for continuity of care with the hospitals. In those cases, it's best to have everything squared away, bill or no bill. It's the least of their worries at that point. Have a whole another life in my head. Every night before I fall asleep, I build this other world with myself in it, with complex characters and places. I imagine the buildings, the surroundings. I cast characters from movies in it or make up new ones, give them complete backgrounds. I know it's not real. I know it will never be real. But I enjoy the world-building part of it, and it gives my brain focus instead of thinking about my anxieties. Puts me to sleep every time. I've done this for as long as I can remember. I'm early 40s now. For me, it's escapism which allows me to avoid spending too much time thinking about traumatic situations in my real life. I think it might be referred to as maladaptive daydreaming. It's not harmful to anyone else in my life, and it doesn't adversely affect my own life, I don't think. So I just continue to do it. It's probably more common than you realize. I've always thought the same. As far as coping mechanisms go, this one seems pretty harmless. I think if it starts encroaching on your real life, inability to concentrate on anything else or not wanting to do anything other than daydreaming, then it's a problem. But I only do it in bed. And when an idea for the story pops into my head during the day, I file it away and go back to it at bedtime. When I think it's a really good one, I might go to bed a little earlier to really give it some thought. I scratch. I scratch hard. And I don't mean like I scratch itches aggressively. I mean, I love the feeling of scratching an itch so much that I own a hairbrush that's just for scratching. Only time it touches my hair is if my scalp is itchy. It's one of those hard bristle brushes that hurts when they're new, but I am so used to it and love it that it doesn't even hurt me. I am used to it. Scratching with my nails doesn't cut it anymore. That's how used to the brush I am. And when I scratch with the brush, I get this weird thing where other parts of my body start to itch too, and I end scratching random spots all over me for a good 5 minutes nonstop, and it's orgasmic. It's weird, but I don't care. While doing regular mundane stuff, watching TV, cleaning, etc. I talk to literally no one. I have a full conversation with people I've made up in my head. I talk and act like they're right there with me. I even look at the people. In my head, I gave them names, what they look like, and their response in that moment. None of them are people I've ever met, nor based off of anyone I know. They're not real, and I know that. I talk about my day. I vent. I even argue with these imaginary people. I could go for so long throughout my day just talking to nothing. I rarely interact with real people and don't have any friends. So I just figure, why not make my own interactions? It's a major cope and a little psychotic maybe, but it helps. Sometimes these conversations I have feel like the best connections I ever made with others. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click on like button and subscribe for more content like this.